Hello, my friend. Do you ever end your day not feeling as great as when it started? We're kind of like a beautiful, perfectly intact plate when we wake up. And as the day goes by, as things happen, or as we start to feel worn down, the plate starts to break into all of these pieces. But what if you could keep that plate intact throughout the day, or at least reassemble it into one beautiful piece more quickly? Here are three yogic tools to help you maintain that sense of peace and happiness throughout the day when you need more energy, when you need calmness, and then just how to support your physical body to counteract the common positions and motions that we tend to do in our modern lifestyle throughout the day that can cause issues because of the repetitive movement in that direction. So, number one, how do we just quickly boost our energy? And by the way, this is a quick tip. If you want more tips, go to unlockunlimitedenergy.com and you can join my webinar for free by visiting that webpage. You'll be able to sign up for the next one. But here we are. Just very simple. You're sitting at your desk and you're starting to feel a little down. So you just take a double inhale, tense all of the muscles in your body. Double exhale, release. Double inhale, tense. Exhale and release. Yeah. Now, if you could step outside and breathe fresh air and do this, even better. And then you can add arms into this. So you're going to start with your arms out to the sides. Take a double exhale. Bring your palms together. Double inhale. Tense the muscles in your body and a wave upwards. Exhale, release down. Inhale, tense up. Exhale, release. Awesome. Now, don't worry about people thinking that you're weird, because actually they're just going to be jealous that you have the courage to step out and do this motion to feel more energetic. And they're going to be curious about what you're doing, what the impact is, and actually having a desire themselves to try it. So I just wanted to say that you don't need to be shy about doing it in public, but if you are concerned, then just take a simple tense and release of the muscles in your body. I was sitting at an orchestra concert and I was in the orchestra seats in the middle of this really, really long aisle, and I was falling asleep. And so I simply, gently, quietly, because it's at an orchestra, symphony, so quietly, I just tensed and released all the muscles in my body, starting from my toes and going up to the crown of my head. Didn't make a fool of me, didn't disturb anyone else. And then I stopped falling asleep on the neighbor next to me who I didn't know, and I stayed awake for the rest of the beautiful symphony. So there's one tip for you. Now, what's the other thing that happens? So besides getting energetic, right, you need more energy, but then there's other times where you feel like you're getting pulled in too many directions, or stressful things start happening and they start piling up, and all the emails and all the messages coming in from all directions, right? How do we want to let that go? How do we want to maintain that sense of calm and focus? How do we want to keep peace of mind and still feel positive and good inside despite all of the stressors that could be happening around you? Very simple. What I'm going to say is just take 5 deep breaths. Now, you can do the energizing exercises, right, that we just did. Just the double inhale, tense, and release. And of course, when you sign up at Unlock Unlimited Energy, you're going to get more of those. And then you also get more of a calming practice. But we're going to start with the simple 5 breaths. And I want you to breathe just through your nose, because when you breathe through the mouth, it actually causes anxiety. So breathe through the nose, both inhale and exhale. And just take nice deep inhale and exhale. Let's do 4 more together. Inhale. Exhale. Again, nice long, slow inhale. Make the breathing smooth and deep. And then exhaling. And if you need even more to focus on while you do this, count to 5 while you inhale. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So the inhale and exhale are the same length. One more time. Inhale. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Notice how you feel now. Didn't take long, did it? Amazing how these tips can give us a quick boost. The third tip that I wanted to share with you is just for your physical body. A lot of us have a lifestyle of sitting a lot. I got this desk that can raise, so that's kind of fun when I use that, and that'll adapt the positioning of my bodies. But even if it's raised, I'm still on a computer and I'm still doing a lot of forward motion, right? So even if you have a standing job, you might still be doing a lot in front of you and you're forgetting about what's going on behind you. So just very simple, take a moment and open your arms. Really, really simple. Open your chest, and you can open in any direction that you want. Oh, that feels so nice. I did a new yoga practice the other day and I'm sore from that. So see how you can get these stretches to release the lactic acid in your muscles if you're getting your workouts in too. Okay, that was number 1. Number 2, sitting causes a crease in the hips all the time. And we want to open that back up. Simply stand up and do a lunge position. So I have my front leg bent and my back leg straight. But what I'm going to think about while I'm in this position is that I'm lifting up from the bottom of my belly. I'm tucking the pelvis under, and that's going to stretch that hip flexor open some more. And then if you want to make this even more dynamic, you're going to press your back heel down into the floor. And then you're going to imagine that you could slide it forward and through. And you'll feel that even more deeply in that hip flexor. And then I'm also going to keep my hips square so that both hip bones are facing forward. And my feet stay hip width wide apart. If you need help with balance, what I'm going to recommend for this is that you just hang on to a wall or a chair. Sometimes there's the recommendation to turn your back toes slightly out, but I'd rather for this stretch that you just hang on to something, and that way you can keep the pelvis, the toes, and the knees all pointing in the same direction so you're nice and safe. Let's turn around and do the other side since we're already in the practice. Bending into the front knee, both hip bones facing forward, right? Widening the feet also helps with balance. Lift upwards from the bottom of your belly. Stretch through that back leg. Make sure it's nice and straight. Press your heel into the ground. And then imagine that you could just energetically slide your leg forward and feel that deeper in the hip flexor. Bonus, if you want to just do both exercises together at the same time, you can. And then it doesn't take as much time. Reach your arms up and get your chest opener. Or you can open the arms out to the sides. Okay? The last thing that happens is that for a lot of us, our hamstrings are too tight to sit in a chair and make it safe for our back. So if you actually have a wedge, an angled seat, or an angled cushion that you put on your seat, that'll be better for a lot of us. The trick is, I'll tell you how you can tell this, is if you forward fold and you stop at the last place you can keep your back straight, and if you can get to 90 or below, then it's easy for you to sit in a normal seat. But if you start needing to bend the back in order to bend more before you get to a 90-degree bend in your hips. Then you want to get a wedge for your seat. And for anybody, you also want to make sure that you're stretching your hamstring, because that is the key to help you get that forward fold, to help you get your back upright. Because let me show you what happens when your hamstrings are too tight is you're actually sitting in your chair like this all day, which is so horrible for your back. It's crunching in on your chest, right? And all of us are going to bend in a different place in our back in order to make it somewhat comfortable to sit. So here's how we want to counteract that. And the easiest thing is, again, just stand up at your chair and you're going to stretch one leg in front of you and keep your body weight on the back leg. Bend that back knee. I'm still keeping my hips square and I'm flexing my toes right here. I'm keeping my spine nice and long, and I'm just going to fold forward, right, as much as I can, keeping my spine long. And what I'll say too is you don't have to go far to feel this in the back of your leg. Now, I'm extremely flexible, right? So I'm going to go a little further so that I can feel this. Now, these hands, we want to use them for support as well. We never push on the straight leg, which I was just doing, because the knee is in a compromised position when it's straight and it's not supported. So we're going to put our hands onto the bend leg and use that for support. And then let me show you the other side, switching sides. So we always hold stretches for 30 to 60 seconds to really get deep in them. So that's why I'm giving you lots of things to think about while you're here. So we're flexing the front toes, we're keeping the hips square, keeping the spine long. And if you wanted to make this more intense, more dynamic, kind of like we did in the last stretch, you're going to dig your front heel into the floor and then try to slide it back behind you. And you could feel that deeper, can't you? Yeah, just keep breathing here, letting the stretch release. And imagine that you can send your breath right into the back of this leg. Very good. I'm going to show you one more thing. You ready for this? There's a more secure way to stretch your hamstring that will get you in an easier position, that will for sure keep your back and your knees straight. And this one you might not lay on the floor of your office, so that's why I didn't mention it right away. But when you get home in the evening, find a rolled up towel, a tie. If you have a yoga strap, obviously you can use that. And what you're going to do is lay flat down on your back. Bend both knees. Extend one leg up. Put the strap over the ball of your foot. This is very important. If it's on a different part of your foot, then it could cause pressure in areas we don't want. So strap goes over the ball of your foot. Foot is flexed. Leg is straight. This is the other important thing. When you bend your knee, you're engaging your hamstring. You can't stretch an engaged muscle. So you have to find a position where the leg is straight. Now remember, when I showed the standing position, for those of you when you forward fold and you keep your back straight, if you don't get to 90, then your leg is not going to be at 90 either. So your leg is going to be a little closer to the floor where you feel the leg being straight. And then extend that hip down and away and keep stretching through the back of your leg. You can imagine my finger behind the back of your knee, and you're going to push the back of your knee into my finger. You can also engage your quadricep muscle, your thigh muscle, to help the hamstring release. And you always want to find the very first place that you feel a stretch, work through that, and then go to the next place and the next place. That's the safest way to get as deep as possible into your yoga practice. Let's do the other side. And I'll tell you the secret. which is that I don't lead a lot of yoga classes. So we just do special ones from time to time, and I include it in some of my longer retreats. And we have two things coming up. It's going to be yoga and relaxation meditation mixed in with essential oils to accentuate the different aspects of the experience. And we're going to cater it exactly to what you need. So you're going to get a survey once you register, and that asks, what are you working on? What do you want to focus on? And then we'll adapt the practice accordingly. So I am teaching this as a team, and one of our team members is Nicole de Avila, who's one of the pioneers of yoga therapy. So it's going to be a huge treat, and we're doing this hybrid, so you can come in person or you can come online. That means whoever you are, wherever you're watching in the world, you can join this yoga session. How cool is that? The second thing is that we're going to have a full day retreat with partner yoga, with movement connection exercises, with relationship exercises, with tantric breathing meditation. And that full day retreat is going to be on May 14. That one has an easy URL. You just go to howtoloveandbeloved.com. But I'll post the URLs to all of these gifts that I mentioned in the chat below this video. And here we are. We are done with our stretches. You could give yourself a little rock. Give yourself a pat on the back for taking good care of yourself. And thank you so much for tuning in. Have a wonderful rest of your day.